Wowee, y'all. I am so excited to make this recipe for you today, and I cannot wait to have it for dinner. We're making Italian sausage meatballs that are gonna knock your socks off. So welcome to Mom's Dinner. My name is Susie Weinrich. We are helping adults feel successful at dinner time. So if that sounds good to you, I would love to have you subscribe to the channel and stick around today because we're making Italian sausage meatballs for dinner tonight.
Just like any amazing meatball recipe, we're actually going to start with making a panade. And a panade is basically a mixture of a starch and a liquid that keeps a ground meat recipe juicy and tender. So we're going to start with these two really hearty pieces of white bread and just get them diced up into probably like a 1/2 inch dice, and then get that down into a bowl. Now the liquid that we're going to use is 2/3 cup of milk, and then we're going to add 1 lightly beaten large egg. Now what you want to do to make the panade is take the back of a fork and just mash everything together until it's worked down into kind of like a paste. Then we're going to add some Parmesan cheese. Here's the tip for Parmesan cheese in meatballs. You want to use a whole wedge of Parmesan cheese and pulse it either in a food processor or a blender until it's kind of that coarse texture so that you get little pockets of Parmesan cheese in your meatballs. So add 1/2 cup, then you're going to add 1 teaspoon dried basil, 1 teaspoon dried oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon kosher salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and then as much red pepper flake as you want heat. I just wanted a little bit here, so we just did a little pinch. Then get all of that stirred together, and that is the flavor base for your meatballs. Oh, wait a minute. Don't forget the fresh chopped garlic. This adds a ton of flavor to your meatballs. So I think we did 3 chopped garlic cloves there. Now, of course, this is an Italian sausage meatball, so we're going to add some mild Italian sausage, 1 pound, and then 1 pound of ground beef. And now you're going to want to get it mixed into that panade so that it looks more like a meatball mixture. You can do this with a fork like I'm trying to do here, but sometimes I find that it's just as easy to do with clean hands. And these meatballs are just for my family, so don't come at me with you need to wear gloves, okay? So now this is another great tip for making meatballs. Use a really large rimmed baking sheet, cover it with parchment paper, and then we're going to portion out all of the meatballs first using this cookie scoop. It makes uniform sized meatballs, which isn't really necessary for how things look. What it does is it creates similar sized meatballs that cook evenly in the oven. So you don't have one really small meatball that's done way before all the other ones are done. So once you get to the end of the mixture, you can pinch out any extra and add it to the meatballs, and then you roll the meatballs. And we like to do it with slightly wet hands so that it doesn't stick to your hands. You're going to pop those in a 400-degree oven for 30 to 35 minutes, and they're going to cook up perfectly golden and delicious. Now, of course, we're going to serve this with pasta, so I want to add a little bit of marinara sauce to a skillet over medium heat. Shook up a little bit of water in that marinara jar so that I get all of the marinara out of it. You could also use wine or chicken broth in there. Then add the meatballs, and you're just going to let those simmer in the sauce until everything warms through and warms together. You can definitely be cooking pasta at this point if you want. These are also great in a meatball sub. So I'm adding a little bit more of that coarse grated Parmesan cheese, and these puppies are ready to eat.
Whoa, it smells so incredible in here, and I cannot wait to eat these for dinner. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cook a little bit of pasta. Normally I do spaghetti, spaghetti and meatballs. My kids love penne pasta. They think that it's totally different than all other pastas, so that's what we're having. Italian sausage meatballs and a little bit of penne pasta. I'm gonna do a Caesar salad and some garlic bread on the side, and this dinner is going to be perfect for everybody at the dinner table. So I really hope that you make these Italian sausage meatballs for dinner. They're so fantastic. If you do make them, please connect with me in the comments below and let me know how much you loved them. They're so good. And as always, I hope that this Italian sausage meatball recipe helps you feel like a success at dinner time. And join me every week on Tuesday for a new dinner recipe. We'll see you then.